What is hatching, Togepeeps? Oldmantup coming at you today with our Week 2 Team Builder of the WBE Season 3 versus GG, it's MV, and the San Diego Chimchargers. Now, we are coming off a season where we have a win over MV. Let's see if we can keep that momentum rolling and beat him again. Let's look at the team he had going into this week we got to build against. He has Azumarill, Victini, two huge threats right off the bat. Dugtrio, Togekiss, Heracross, Ditto, that remix action, Drapion, Registeel, Rotom Ghost Form, just base Rotom, and Mega Sceptile. Now, one thing we see right off the bat, he's got that Mega Sceptile. So if he gets that Mega up turn 1, that is not going to allow us to sprinkle around some beautiful yellow magic. But he's got that, he's got Rotom, he has Dugtrio, all of which are immune to that yellow magic. So that's something we got to be mindful of going into this week and do our best to play around. But let's take a look at the team we are bringing against him. We had no transactions, so there were no changes to our team between Week 1 and Week 2. But first off, this was the first thing I built on the team because it does so much beautiful work against him. And that is Roserade, the best around. Billy Idol, Choice Scarf, Technician, Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power Ground, Leaf Storm, and Toxic Spikes. Another thing in Tup, you got Toxic Spikes on a Scarfer. Now, this could be a turn 1 bluff and just get some Toxic Spikes up when he switches out. He does have Drapion on his team, which is unfortunate, but everything else outside of Togekiss and Rotom do not want Toxic Spikes. I mean, Heracross, if it's a gut set, it'll give it a little bit of help, but I don't know if he's going to be bringing Heracross against us, and we'll find out why in a little bit. But this is a set we bring. Between Sludge Bomb, Leaf Storm, and Hidden Power Ground, we do huge amounts of damage against his team. Hidden Power Ground gets at Registeel and the Drapion. I really think if he's bringing a counter to Roserade, it will most likely be Drapion or Registeel. So it's really good that we're able to hit both of those really hard. And I mean, with Technician, Hidden Power Ground hits everything that it hits respectably well. So it's a great move to have on this team and on this set. But we are running just in a, what did we try and creep? I want to say we creeped over Mega Sceptile because its speed is through the roof at 145. Yeah, pretty sure that's what we crept on that. Or, yeah, that's what we crept. That's what we got. Okay, so that's what we got with our Roserade. Next, if you're a wrestling fan, we've got the best in the world, Tyranitar. And I'm still looking for a really good Tyranitar name. So if you have a good Tyranitar name, leave it in the comments down below. And if I like it, I will either use the name that you suggest or your name as one of my Pokemon. I did that in the GBA last season. Toshington, I didn't even like the name the dude recommended, but his name fit so well, I just used his name. Toshington was amazing for us last season in GBA too. It took us to the playoffs. Spoiler for those of you who haven't watched his videos yet. But running a physical set, this is mainly to come in and laugh in the face of a lot of his slower things. We take an Earthquake from Dugtrio comfortably. We can take a Brick Break from Victini comfortably. Before setup, I think we take hits from Azumarill respectively. So that's what we got this week. I might toy with this EV set. I'm not 100% sold on it just yet, but this being able to wear down a lot of things on his team with the sand is also very, very good for us. So that's what we got. Max Defense, Max HP, Crunch Pursuit, Stone Edge, Earthquake. This is a fairly safe switch in to a non-brick breaking Victini or a non-focus blasting Victini because we can take one of either of those, but not two. So if we can Pursuit on the way out, that does a lot of chip damage to some things on his team that are going to be running away from this, and that is just muy bueno. But yeah, Crunch, Pursuit, Stone Age, Earthquake, all around just spread some damage. Next, we have the keys to the city. Klefki, Leftovers Prankster, Shiny this week because I like the shiny form as well. Thunderwave, Foul Play, Magnet Rise, and Defog. MB is no stranger to the use of Magnet Rise, so I don't think I'm going to be playing against him and then click Magnet Rise and I'm just be like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Because he's MV, and yeah. But we brought it this week because things on his team like Dugtrio exist. And if we get that Magnet Rise and Foul Play it, it's almost a one-hit KO, if I'm not mistaken, depending on bulk investment. But that is good. But outside of that, Thunderwave the things that can be Thunderwaved. Like I said, if we can get Mega Sceptile out of the way earlier in the game, that would be fantastic. Because few things that stand in the way of a Zard X sweep are Mega Sceptile, because it outspeeds us and one-shots us with a Dragon Pulse. So that's no way. Even though I'm telling you stuff that we won't know till later because of how we're building this team. But that is just that. So, max special defense, careful nature. Like I said, we are running the Foul Play for attacks this week just because it does general damage all around. And a lot of his team can be physically based. So, that's what we got. And as far as Mega Sceptile goes, if he's going to be bringing something for us, he will either be rocking the Earthquake or Hidden Power Fire, most likely, because of the access to the aforementioned Magnet Rise. Next, we are bringing out Nasty, Mismagius with Leftovers, Levitate, Substitute, Taunt, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot. Shadow Ball does a ton of damage across his team. Now that it isn't resisted by a lot of things it used to, his solid resist is Drapion. Everything else takes at least neutral damage to it. So, this is one of the naturally fast things on our team. So, if we get behind a substitute, set up a Nasty Plot, and just Shadow Ball the crap out of things, that would be great. So, that's what we got this week. Speed creeping base 100s with that Timid Speed. So, that is good. And a nice thing about having substitute is if we get set up and Ditto wants to switch in with that Imposter Scarf, if we got a substitute in front of us, we're guaranteed to take one hit. And we can retaliate. So that is good. Plus, knowing our set, we can easily switch in Tyranitar against this and just crunch the crap out of it, or Pursuit. So that is good. Next, we have Trogdor, Burninator of the Peasants. Coming in, Charizard X, Tough Claws, Dragonance, Flurblitz, Earthquake, and Roost. Again, the best coverage against his team. He has too many things that just laugh in the face of a Dragon Claw. So at +1, we get good damage across all of his team without the use of Dragon Claw. So that is just really good. But like I said, the things that we have to get out of the way before we can really set up and run with this Charizard are Imposter Ditto, because Imposter Ditto is a punk, and bless Geo's heart for making it as he didn't make it as viable, but he's, when I think of Imposter Ditto, I think of Gym Leader Geo. Pour one out for Geo. But aside from that, Mega Sceptile, Dugtrio can trap us, but I'm definitely not going to be playing with this thing too terribly much before Dugtrio comes out. That's all he has that outspeeds it. He ties with Victini, but there are only two things on his team that flat out outrun us. We are running max speed Jolly Nature, just because it may come down to us needing to speed tie with a Victini. So that's what we got. Next, we are rocking our Dad Bod with that Sunburn, because dads don't use sunscreen on anything but their noses. So that's why we're shiny this week. We are Levitate, Toxic, Hex, and Volt Switch. Did I say Will-O-Wisp? I don't know. I don't think I did. But why are we running dual status this week? Well, we definitely don't want to have to rely on a Volt Switch or Thunder Wave, because the aforementioned Mega Sceptile has Lightning Rod, and we're just going to boost the crap out of it. So we don't want to do that. We've got Toxic to hit the things that we can't Will-O-Wisp, and we have Will-O-Wisp to hit the things we can't Toxic. We obviously can't Will-O-Wisp Victini, and we obviously can't Toxic Registeel or Drapion, but we can hit the opposite on those. And again, like I said before, with Nasty, the Mismagius, Ghost does so good against his team. Again, another one of those underrated things is Ghost type attacks. But we have that Hex, a move I love when you've got things that you can set up like Toxic Spikes and spread a lot of status around a team. Hex just does insane amounts of damage. Even with no investment, we are a defensive set because we need to be a defensive set to come in and be able to switch into those V-Creates from Victini, to be able to take hits better from Azumarill. Dugtrio really doesn't touch us, so this is a really nice thing to be able to come in on Dugtrio. And like I said, just Toxic and or burn something on the switch in. Anything he's going to switch in that doesn't get burnt or Toxic, we are going to be able to switch on the second turn and get. But we can burn Registeel, we can burn Drapion. We really don't have a lot to worry about from either of those Pokemon. So that's really good. So that's a team this week, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think our prep was good? What should we do with that Tyranitar? So, I mean, the match will already be over by the time you're watching this. But what should we have done with that Tyranitar set? It's the only thing I'm a little bit iffy on this week in prep. But I just love Tyranitar, and that was the set that come out with. So, like I said, let me know what you think down below. And if you've watched this far, by the time this has come out on Friday, I and my daughter will be in Columbus at the North American Internationals, which I generally refer to as Pokenats because it used to be the U.S. national event. But we will be there in Columbus, so check my Twitter at Oldmantup. You can follow us, be able to find out where we are. Just be like, hey, I'm at the Columbus Greater Area Convention Center, whatever the heck it's called. Where are you at, dude? And we'll meet up and laugh and have fun and maybe Pokemon battle. Maybe I'll get your autograph. Maybe you get my autograph. Last time I went, I took pictures with everybody who recognized me. It was a great fun time, and it helped me to remember everyone I met. So look forward to that. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If you're going to be at Columbus, let me know. Comment on this. Be like, hey, I'm at Columbus. And like I said, then at Oldmantup on Twitter. And we'll meet up, have a jolly good time, and maybe you come to PuckleCon with us, which is ultimately just all the Puckle people meeting at North American International event. But anyways, guys, I've been rambling long enough at the end of this. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.